Growing up as a little girl, did you feel seen? Or were you invincible? Right? Let me know in the comments. This is a huge and important part to start unpacking. So did you feel seen? Or did you feel invincible? Now we got to move on to how well did you express yourself, right? And what happened when you expressed yourself? When you were like the full-blown you, when you were dancing, when you were laughing, when you were sharing stories, when you were just being you, right? Before you were taught that, you need to shut that down a little bit. How was that perceived? Like what did your parents or your guardians tell you about that? Did you hear, oh my gosh, it's so amazing that you are sharing your talents, that you're showing up as yourself, that you're being you, that you're being funny? Did you hear that? Or did you hear, just calm down a little bit, you're too loud, like get in the way, I'm watching TV? Or you're too much, you need to be more like your sister, your brother, your cousin, or your friend? What did you hear when you were being expressed? And this is the most crucial part. What you heard or what you perceived, and it's not necessarily that your parents said something, it's how it made you feel in that moment. Maybe they looked at you a certain type of way, or maybe they sighed, like it's not necessarily that they said something verbally, but their body language said something. Or you could just feel it in the room. I don't think it's the best thing to be all of me. I probably need to tone some of it down, right? Let me know in the comments what happened for you. So this is where, and this is what I call the internalization part. It is about internalizing. This is where you internalized what that meant, right? Whether they verbally said something or you just felt it, you internalized, it's not safe, it's not supportive, it's not very good that I do all this. And more than do all this, it's more that it's not very safe or encouraged that I be all this, right? So this is where the internalization happened. This is why the work that I do with my clients, we go back to a pivotal point in their lives, not to revisit all the trauma, but to see when did this happen and when did that happen. And this is how we break the patterns, because we want to be able to identify the situation that created this internalization, because it is that internalization that's driving your life, and that's continuing to create the pattern, and that's continuing to have you attract and manifest the things that you don't want into your life, right? So we have to recognize that. What happened? What did you feel? What did you internalize? Because that started then controlling your behavior from that point on, right? My parents would say I was talented, but sometimes they say to tone it down, right? So what does that mean to a little child? Oh, right, okay, so I am talented, but I need to tone it down a little bit. I just think back on when I was playing basketball. What if my coach would have told me, or my coaches, I had many coaches, you're super talented, but you need to tone it down a little bit. Okay, like how do you want me to play? So I'm here, I got the ball, I'm about to score, but I need to tone it down a little bit. How am I gonna play, right? It puts you in a bind. How am I gonna play basketball that I have full talents in? Tone down. Tone down. I don't know how to do that, right? So a lot of us, because of that, like it's not like they give us a guideline or they tell you, tone it down or just quiet down a little bit. And they tell you, well, this is what you can do instead. The thing is, we don't interpret it as there's something going on with my behavior and it's the behavior that's the problem. It has nothing to do with me. No, because a child at a very young age, like we function off of the subconscious, right? It's all about feeling, it's about the environment, it's about developing more of a conscious way of being. So we don't have much to compare with. So when we're told, we need to tone it down, it's like, there's something wrong with me. And that's when the problem becomes. This is when the deep-seated wounds and insecurities and low self-esteem and the sense of our unworthiness starts kicking in, because if you don't know anything else, you have nothing to compare with, you're not being guided through it, and you're like, okay, and now I'm using tone it down because it was a great example, and you're told to tone it down. You're like, okay, what do? I might just shut down. I might just shut down instead, because apparently it's too much to be me. I'm too much. I'm too outgoing. I'm too much of this. What else do I do? It's okay. So then we go somewhere internally, right? And this is when a lot of people become more self-reliant, and some people become more dependent on others. It just depends on your attachment style. And we try to go about life in a way that is too disconnected from ourselves, right? Too disconnected from ourselves, or too reliant on ourselves. And there is not that healthy balance, because really the most important thing, which is being ourselves, has been taken away from us. And this is not because your parents or your guardians didn't love you. It's because you have to understand they have messed up, hijacked nervous systems themselves. They've been traumatized. They've been told that they're too much. So when you are the expression of life, when you are the expression of love, when you are the expression of play, it is extremely triggering to them, because they didn't get to do that, be that, uncomfortable. And it also gives them an opportunity to step into that. And if they've been disconnected from that their entire life, then it's like weird. No, then they want you to keep it down so you can be at their energy, right? And this is, again, this is not coming from a place of, I want to hurt you, or I don't want my child to be successful or happy. It's just like, this is just what they've been taught, right? But we're the ones who are here waking up, realizing this, and we're able to break these patterns so we don't continue to pass it down to our kids, our grandkids, and everybody else around us. And we get to show our parents, our guardians, our relatives, our loved ones that there is actually another way to go about it.